This is my online lecture on the topic Theory of Revealed Preference. Theory of revealed preference is one of the theories of consumers' behavior. Theory of revealed preference was given by Professor Paul Samuelson in 1948. He gave it in his book or article named as Consumption Theory in terms of revealed preference. After Professor Samuelson, this theory was refined by Professor H.S. Hothacker in 1950. Earlier we have studied about the previous theories of consumers' behavior, that is the utility analysis and indifference curve analysis. Both these analyses were subjective analysis because they were both psychological explanations of consumers' behavior. Now, this theory of revealed preference is based on a very important proposition or assumption that a consumer will actually choose to consume that collection of goods that he prefers. So it means that this theory implies that when a consumer reveals his preference for a particular combination, then that very combination is revealed to be preferred by him. The consumer's preference for a combination of goods is revealed by his actual behavior. So whatever he is purchasing, whatever he has chosen, his choice, his actual behavior reveals his preference. So in this way we can say that this very theory is a behavioristic theory. It is based on the actual behavior of the consumer in the market. So it is not a psychological or a subjective type of analysis of consumers' behavior. You can take the definition of John Bradshaw. Revealed preference is an analysis of consumer behavior based only on the choices actually made by the consumers in various price-income situations. Thus, it is based on the consumer's revealed preferences. After the meaning and definition, we move towards the assumptions of revealed preference theory. So first is rationality. This assumption means that this revealed preference theory assumes that the consumer is a rational human being, that he always prefers to have more of goods as compared to less of goods. Next is consistency. It means that this theory assumes that the consumer is always consistent in his behavior. That is, his tastes remain consistent or constant. Or we can say that if the consumer prefers a combination in a particular situation, then he will always prefer a combination in all other situations also, and he will not prefer the B combination in any other situation. Next is the assumption of transitivity. This assumption means that if a consumer prefers A combination to B combination and prefers B combination to C combination, then it means that the consumer prefers A combination to C combination. Then revealed preference axiom. This means that the consumer chooses a particular combination and that very choice, that very combination which is chosen by him reveals his preference. So the revealed preference axiom implies that the choice of the consumer reveals his preference. Then comes the assumption of maximization. This implies that this very theory is based on the assumption that the consumer tries to maximize his utility, and whenever he chooses a particular combination, we would think that that very combination is giving maximum utility to the consumer. That is why he has revealed his preference for that combination. Then positive income elasticity of demand. The theory assumes that income elasticity of demand is positive, which means that when income of the consumer rises, then at the same time his demand also rises. So which means that there is positive relation between income and demand of the consumer. Next is the assumption of strong ordering. This means that the consumer is very much clear about the ordering of his preferences. So it implies that if he prefers a particular or if he chooses a particular combination, it will mean that he is giving a very strong order or first order to that very combination, and he is putting the other combinations or other goods in the background. So the consumer is very much clear about the ordering of his combinations. That is why this theory assumes strong ordering among the consumers. Then comes single act of choice. Now, in this theory, Samuelson has assumed that when a consumer chooses a particular combination, then his single act of choice is enough for us to show that he has revealed his preference for that very choice. So just once when he chooses a particular combination, then we can easily say that that very consumer reveals his preference for that very combination. We do not have to go in for different types of choice combinations or different types of moments when we would try for him to make the choices. Just a single act of choice is enough for us to say that he has revealed his preference. Next is common taste. Now, this theory assumes that a constant taste. The consumer has constant taste. That means the tastes of the consumer do not change. And last is the consumer can be induced to purchase any basket of goods if its price is made attractive. So this theory assumes that if the price is made attractive, that is, if the price falls, then the consumer can be thought to increase his demand. He can increase his demand for that very product whose price has fallen. So these were the different assumptions on which the theory of revealed preference is based. With this, I end this and I'll continue in the next lecture. Thank you.